Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pure Live. It is Friday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And if you are watching me, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Now, for all of you that have watched the show before, you know that I start off with my sponsors. So here we go.
Hey, sis. My name is Yasmin Brown, and I am the founder of Beauties on Successful Strides. We are your sisterhood community that cares, and we are advocates for your goals being achieved. I'm talking about those goals that you have put on the shelf, those stretch goals that you really want to accomplish, but a part of you feel like it might be impossible. We have been helping women to make the impossible happen, and we want to journey with you. We want to be part of your tribe to help you with making the impossible happen. And we do that by helping you to shift from the no zone. The no zone is that zone where it's like, you know what, I really want to do it, but I don't know if I can. I don't know if I should. I don't know if I have enough resources to do so or the support to do so. The no zone is also the fear zone. We help you to shift from the no zone to the no matter what zone. The no matter what zone is having that head crusher, no matter what, get it done, bold, confident mindset. And then we help you to be equipped with spiritual success strategies to success. That is basically helping you with developing systems that works while being part of a community that will support you, love on you, cheer for you, celebrate you, be resource providers for you, and so much more. The time is now, sis. If you are serious about your goals being achieved, if you are serious about making the impossible happen and reaching that next level, then join us. Become part of our sisterhood. Become part of a community that truly, genuinely cares. And I'm just excited to welcome you to Boss Soon. Let's go. Let's take them goals off the shelf. Let's make them happen. Let's make the impossible happen for you. See you soon. Bye.
I love that part. So you guys would like to join Boss, and I am a part of that organization. Yes, I am. And I always accredit them for inspiring me to get this show going. So they are definitely a huge part of this. Um, the website is right there, beautystrides.com. If you'd like to join, beautystrides.com, and let them know Asia sent you. And in addition to Boss, you guys know that some of the outfits I have worn on this show comes from Posh Women's Apparel, classy, sophisticated, stylish. Here are some of the dresses that they have on their site. Here's some of what I have worn on the show. Boom, boom, boom. And there you go. Okay. I'm just trying to tell you. So if you would like to check them out, you can go on poshwomansapparel.com and put in the code Asia at checkout, and you will get 10% off. You're welcome. And I also want to tell you about Bella Eyewear. So if you go to my website, asiajamal.com, you will see it has this Bella Eyewear. And you can get 30% off. So here's a pair. Those are my blue blockers, one of them. And boom. Look at that. I mean, are they stylish or what? And they have so many more. They also have accessories. So you need to be about that life. Go to my website, asiajamal.com. Click on Bella Eyewear and you get that 30% off. You're welcome. So let's get into it. Today we have a special guest. She is awesomely, ridiculously talented and beautiful. She has so much information to offer you guys. You just don't know. You have a special treat tonight. Please join me in welcoming the wonderful, beautiful, awesome, anointed Dr. Margaret Jamal.
Thank you for having me, Asia. I'm happy to be your guest. And why did you stop there? You didn't have any more
I,
adjectives?
I'm sorry. I'll do better next time.
We're gonna work on that. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. No, I'm really happy to be here. I'm humbled.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are watching and listening in, feel free to comment or ask questions.
Oh
And
yeah.
she will answer all of your questions.
That's right.
I promise you, she enjoys educating.
That's right.
And that
And
is
what I
what is so
don't know,
awesome.
what I don't know, I'll make up as we go along.
She said she gonna make it up. Oh Lord. Okay, so first of all, if you guys have been following me for a while, you know that this young lady is also my producer and my mother. I mean, is that awesome or what? Do you see the beauty? Do you see how wonderful she is? Oh my god. I just
Mm,
want to be like her when I grow up.
thank you.
Um, so,
Oh, you're nice. You're very kind. Thank you. I
I
was
just
just
speak
told
the
from my
truth.
producer that I needed to get a little louder, get more into my
Oh,
mic. Is that better? Let me know.
you sound great. You sound great.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
and Doris says hello. That is the woman from Posh Women's
Doris.
Apparel.
Hey, Doris. Nice to meet you, Doris. Like your poshness.
Hello, darling.
Hello. 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 Hello.
so,
All
so
right. Let's have some fun.
let's
Let's get
get
share some
into
stuff.
it.
All right.
Yes.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
So, first of
Hmm.
all, you guys need to understand Dr. Margaret Jamal. She earned that doctor. She's not just called Dr. Margaret Jamal because she thought that name was dope. She
Okay.
earned it.
Long. It's a long name. Call me Doc. Doc
Oh
Winfield.
man. Okay. So she has books out. She has an online university. I mean, ridiculous talents is all I'm saying. But there's something that she is very passionate about and very, very good at teaching. I went through her course myself. Thank you very much.
Very good
And
student.
thank you. I tried to say. And this course is called rates. Will you please, for my audience, break down what that means?
Oh, absolutely. So actually, the reason that we have rates is 5 letters. It represents 5 letters, an acronym. RATES. If you could type that in, that would be good.
Yes.
RATES. And that represents responsibility, accountability, technical ability, evaluation ability, and sustainability. And what I found over the years when we've been helping the organizations, especially the nonprofits, but it's also for profit, that if you practice those 5 areas, that you are going to have a successful organization. Responsibility is not just being responsible, it's having and demonstrating the ability to give a favorable response to needs. And
Mm.
I spent most of the course just on that alone because, I mean, for a number of reasons. But let me just deal with what accountability is.
Okay.
Accountability is having and demonstrating. Notice all of them include having it, but being able to demonstrate it. That is, being able to show that you have it, that you have the ability to do this. So, accountability is having the and demonstrating the ability to account for what you're doing with your money, what you're doing with your program, how your practices, how you account for that, so that people can monitor it and see that you are doing what you say you're doing. Technical ability is being able to engage technology so that you can maximize your effectiveness. But in addition to that, you have technical terms and technical aspects of whatever it is that you're doing. So, if you're, for example, if you're working with youth, what are the technicalities that you need to be mindful of? For example, one, if you're having somebody else working with youth, you want to make sure that they pass a background check. That's part
Hmm.
of your technical ability. Um,
Okay.
then when you get evaluation ability, that's having and demonstrating the ability to have, step back and have an assessment that indicates how well you're doing. What are your challenges? What are your strengths, so that you can accentuate those things and then work on the challenges. And a lot of people are afraid to be evaluated. They, like, get nervous when the evaluator comes around because they think that they're going to look at all the bad things. But
Hmm.
realistically, if you want to get better, you want to be evaluated. It's like, when you post those testimonies, right, about how well you're doing. A lot of people, you don't want to hear anything bad, but if there is something bad, you want to know about it. So that's what evaluation ability is. That is, you embrace your evaluation because that's what's going to make you better. And that's why we keep improving even for the show, right? We keep
That's
looking at,
right.
what can we do to make ourselves better? That's what evaluation ability is about. And then finally, sustainability. That is, if you're going to start something, you want to have a plan to keep it going. So that's dealing with your resources. And we're not just talking about your finances, we're also talking about your human resources. So many times we overlook how important it is to invest in the people that are working with us, your stakeholders, getting partners, and have a whole plan and strategy with sustainability. It's not just about receiving grants, it's not just about receiving funding, but receiving whatever resources you need in order to be successful and to keep it going. I've been doing this, and I was looking at my website, New Skills University, for example. We actually launched that in 2009.
What? It's been that
Yes, yes. And I just found out for my course, we are being featured in 67 countries
long?
and with
What?
right, with 17 different languages for my nonprofit courses. Mhm.
What?
Isn't that cool? Praise the Lord.
You guys,
Give
this
God the
this
glory.
the shock is genuine. I didn't know.
Yeah. See, you see? I want to give you some new information, so I had to come because I know you be snooping around trying to get everything before I get there. Ha ha, I got you. There you go.
Indeed, New Skills
Indeed. Isn't
University.
that good?
Thank you for
I
letting me
mean, we're talking
know.
about, yeah, we're talking about countries like India, Indonesia. I got a question from one of my Indonesian students not too long ago. South Africa, Germany, Hungary, the Philippines. Languages including French, German, Hungarian, Polish, Danish. There are people in all of these countries. Check this out. In all of these countries that want to make a difference, they want to make an impact, and they are signing up for our nonprofit courses.
That
Yeah.
is awesome. That must feel good.
It
You
does. And a lot of people don't know that actually the United States gives money to foreign governments. I know a lot of people don't like that, but that's the truth because it does make a difference when we're able to come together and invest in each other in order to take care of whatever it is, that's wrong, to
right.
meet the needs of the people. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow, that is so amazing.
yeah.
Oh, one of your adopted sons is saying hello.
Hey, how you doing? Is that Elliot? Hi, Elliot. He has a book out and music and everything. He's working with our other son, Elijah, with our non-adopted son, Elijah Jamal, the one born. Yep. But Elliot, he's like another son, and he's just as sweet as he can be. Good to see
Yes.
you, Elliot. Thank you for tuning in.
He's been on the show too. Thank you for
Yes,
listening
yes.
in.
We've had some wonderful people on. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's me. It's you, Elliot. We love
Yeah.
you.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
All right.
So let's dig
Lead us
even
on.
further into this rape situation.
All right. All
Please
right. All right.
explain to me why you started it in the first place. Why was this important to you?
This is real important. I want everybody to hear this. So this
Listen
was
up.
the inspiration for race. So one of the things that we learned, and this is when we were living in Colorado, I'm going to start there, was
Okay.
that Small organizations like churches and grassroots organizations were learning about how to get funded in order to pay their people and to be effective. Okay. And one of the ways that they were getting funded was through grants, grants, nonprofit donations, and grants. And I'm like, oh, wow. Okay. So we had a youth program. And someone had heard about our youth program and referred the Department of Health and Human Services in Colorado to us. The lady came to see the program. I don't know if you remember, but remember you were outreaching and we were,
Yes,
feeding people and selling
I
our
remember
food
that.
and cooking all that stuff, right? Well, she said, you're doing such a good job reaching these young people, getting them off the streets, getting them to feel like doing something to help people. We, how would you feel about getting funded? We have a program that maybe
Hmm.
you could, get funded for. Now, it was actually back then dealing with helping young people address the area of AIDS. So they want us to do AIDS education, sexual education, that kind of thing for young people. So I said, okay, all right, how do we do that? So she said, well, we have there are donor dollars that are available from the government through the Department of Health and Human Services. And so what she did was she said that she would help us to prepare the grant proposal.
Okay.
So in preparing the grant proposal, though, she was asking me questions about areas that I should have known, but I just didn't think about. You know, like
Hmm.
how were we going to do it? How many people were we going to serve? How much was it going to cost? I mean, I'm just summarizing. It was a lot more in depth than that. How much experience
Okay.
did you have doing this? When did you start? Why did you start? How are you going to keep it going? All those questions.
Mhm.
And so I had to do some research. I had to get some information. I had to, put this stuff together. And then we had a timeline, Asia, and so it's
Hmm.
like, okay, we have to do all this. By the time we were finished, our paperwork was like this thick, right? We had to make sure that it was in on time, or else we just wasted all our time. And it really made me now look at what we were doing in a different way. By the
Hmm.
time we were done, I was more organized in my mind regarding how we should move forward. And I don't know if you noticed, I was more organized. After that, I began
Absolutely.
to become more organized in general. So it
Hmm.
actually developed something in the way I was thinking. And so I'm going to
Okay.
fast forward. So, Reverend Fort, your grandmother, my mother, who we had already encouraged to have a separate nonprofit entity from the church called Christian Buildings Urban Communities, so that she could have her feeding program, because she had a passion to feed the people in the community and,
Yeah.
to somehow get them, help people who are homeless. This was way back. We're still dealing in the 1990 something, right? Way back then. And so
Mhm.
afterwards, yeah, and she found out we had gotten this education and everything. So she said, you know what? We need you to come back home because we need help. We're trying to run this program. We don't know what to do. We need what you're doing there. We need you to do here in Chicago. Ultimately,
Mhm.
we ended up going back to Chicago, right?
Yes.
And when we
I
got to
take credit
Chicago,
for
and
that.
you should take full credit for that. When we got to Chicago, we found out that there was really a great need for the funds, and this is what I found out, Asia. The money was available, but the grassroots organizations weren't having access to it. So
Oh,
the right, they weren't telling people that they were there, and mother was, introducing me to these people who knew about it and everything. And I'm like, well, why aren't you telling the people about the money that's available so that they can help their constituents, the people in the community? And
right.
he said something that was very important. He said they were concerned that they wouldn't know how to handle the money,
Oh.
which was a very valid point, because they already had a reputation. And this microphone is trying to wrestle with me. So they had already had a reputation for messing over money, Chicago, Illinois. You know what I'm saying? So what we have to do is now we have to teach them how to handle. It wasn't that everybody was crooked, Asia, is that they just didn't know. So then my
Okay.
mother said, these pastors are trying to do something really good in the community. They need to learn how to write these grant proposals. Will you teach them? All right. So I'm getting to the
Oh.
point here.
Okay.
I said, okay. So I had already been teaching some grant writing with the stuff that I had learned from, what little bit I knew at that time. And I said, okay, so this is it. We have to have a course. Said, how long is it going to take? I really wasn't sure. I was doing it based on how long it took me to do whatever it is that I was doing, and then had an idea of
Okay.
what it would take to teach them, right?
Okay.
Develop the course. And
Mhm.
then I told them the pastors had to come, and there was a reason for that. It's because when you have a program, you don't want your secretary to represent you because they don't know your heart. Do
That's a good
you know
point.
what I'm saying? They don't know what's
Absolutely.
the word says write the vision to make it plain so that others will run with it. You have to write the vision. And
Make
none
it
of them had
plain.
had their visions written. Okay. So we're
Okay.
here. And sure enough, this is what I told them. And when it was time for the course, who did they send? Their secretaries, right? They were all too busy, right? But not only did they send the secretaries, but when it was time for the grant proposal writing, the basic questions that we were asking about how many you plan to serve, what does your program look like, they had no idea. So it's like,
Mm,
okay, all right, we need to get them to start thinking like this. So I'm asking them the what, but they don't even know how to get that information. They don't even know how to think like that in order to prepare that information. So
mm,
I'm like, okay, so this is what you need to understand. So I'm going back and back, and it's like we're never going to finish this grant proposal class. And I was frustrated. I was talking to your dad about it, and one day in the car, and I'm telling you the truth, the Lord dropped it in my mind, my thought, my spirit. Said this is the
mm.
area that we need to teach them. We need to teach them about this and this and this. And I was writing it down, writing it down, doodling. And I said, you know what? These
Felix.
actually are 5 letters. And look, when I turn it around, it spells out rates. I'm for real. I'm like responsibility. I'm telling you, the Lord just gave it to me right there in the car.
Wow.
Right
Wow.
now, that was the term, the terminology, the acronym. And as the years went on, it gave me more of what they actually mean until we get to the definition that I gave you. What responsibility having and demonstrating the ability to give a favorable response. We start right there. That's the first
Mhm.
course we have. A favorable response to needs. So what I'm saying is that what I realized is that before they're ready to write the grant proposal, they need to understand rates so that they have their ideas developed. That's what rates does. And guess what else that did? I'll tell
What?
you, you don't have to guess.
Okay.
It gave people a common language to speak that if somebody knew rates, you could partner with them. That is so important
Oh.
because in order to maximize what you're doing, you have to partner. You don't do it by yourself. You want to bring this type of person in. You want to bring an accounting
Mhm,
type thinking person. You want to bring
mhm.
an outreach person. You want to bring in just like what you learned about the fivefold ministry. You want to bring in these
Right.
different some prophets, some apostles,
Mhm,
some teachers, some preachers. You bring all those in, but they speak a common language, which is
mhm.
race.
Absolutely.
Indeed. So if they know race, there's something that they have this fundamental foundation of how to operate their organizations and their lives. And you know what else? It's not just about organizations. I use rates
Mm.
with my marriage.
What?
Yes, I do. How many years have I been married? Count them. 1, 2, 3,
Let's
38.
see. I'm 36. So you had to be married almost 40 years?
And responsibility, having and demonstrating the ability to give a favorable response to needs. Uh-huh.
Wow.
I
And
give a
hello,
favorable
husband.
response to my husband's needs. Indeed, I do.
You see your son saying hello?
Hello. How you doing, son? Good to see you. See, you better learn some rates too, son. That's right, both of you. Do some
Yes.
rates.
Yes. Yes,
Having and
indeed.
demonstrating the ability to give a favorable response to needs and problems. Yeah.
So
So that's what that's about.
I want to address something. So you see the way that I wrote it out, ladies and gentlemen. I helped to produce some of the materials for Dr.
Yes, you
Margaret
did.
Jamal,
Yes, you did.
and
And
she
go ahead.
And she had it written out like this because she wanted people to understand that this is what it is. It's not responsibility, it's the ability to respond.
To give a
Accountability,
favorable
technical
response.
ability,
Hmm.
right? Evaluation, the ability to evaluate, ability to sustain. So that
Yes.
is why she had it written out in that way. Correct, Dr. Margaret?
Absolutely, it is. And the thing is, as I'm trying to get people to understand, if you practice this in life, it's not just if you want to start a business, but even if you're in a business, if you're working for somebody, if you want to develop any relationship that you have, if you have that in mind, that you are positioning yourself to give a favorable response to needs, it's like, so you're in this relationship. Just imagine, you're with someone, you've been married, or you're in some more type of relationship, and you are so happy, you're window shopping, right? Now this is for the women first. You're
Oh,
window shopping, you look in this, and you see a jacket that you like, that would look so good on him, that would look
mm,
so good on him. You save up your money, you get that jacket, you make sure that you find out what size he is, you bring it home, ask him to put it on, and you said, "You look good in that. How do you like it?" And he
mhm.
says, "I don't like. I, I wouldn't wear this. I don't like that."
Oh no.
so, so he might have needed a jacket, but the response was not a favorable one because he didn't agree that this is what he wanted. He
Mhm,
didn't agree that that's what he needed. But you are so excited about it because of all the effort you put into it. But that was for you. It wasn't for him.
hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Now take
Okay.
it back. And now you say, okay, but we can fix this. We can fix this. Tell me what style would you like? And if he points out some styles, he said, I think I would like something like this if you want to get me a jacket. It may cost less, it may cost more, but you say, okay, I want to get you what you like. And then you come back, you replace that jacket with the one he likes and say, okay, this is nice. Now you might be thinking, you don't look as good in this jacket. But but
Like I like mine better.
right, but you want to give a favorable response because at that time, at that
Mhm,
point, it's not about you. It's about the
mhm.
person that you are trying to give a favorable response to, right?
Right.
And I'm saying we do that in relationships on a regular basis. We give people what we want them to have rather than what they feel that they want, or whether, what they feel that they need. Well, it's the same way if you're going after funds. We tell people, I have this wonderful plan, I have this wonderful organization. This is really going to make a difference in people's lives. And then you say, look, and then you get upset because they don't fund it. But it's because you haven't taken into consideration what they feel that they need in order to feel good about giving you the funds.
Mm. Mm.
So you have it, and then you demonstrate to somebody, you show them that, having and demonstrating your ability to give a favorable response.
Those are some
And see,
really,
if you
really good
continue,
points.
yeah, and if you continue to do that in your marriage, well, can you imagine what kind of marriage you're going to have?
Awesome.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
And keep in
So,
mind, it's not a one time only either, because people's needs may change. Just like with the
yeah.
organizations that are funding, the government was all set on climate change. Then it was gun control. Then it was and so then people were shifting to get
Mm,
those funds. Now it's jobs. So that's one of the reasons. Listen to this. Now here's one of the keys to rates, and then we can move on. Why I
okay.
always advise people to have more than one 501c3 nonprofit status.
Hmm.
Because if you're the type of person like me that can do a number of things, or can be involved with a number of things, or have a different passions, if you have different 501c3s and you have different passions to help in different areas, like say maybe youth, maybe feeding, maybe education, and you have a separate 501c3, then you can do fundraising for each one of those when they are more trendy or more popular, and there are more people giving to them. You could
Mm,
focus on that. But if you have
okay.
one of these like you feel one size fits all organizations, and you say, I'm just going to do it all anyway. I'm going to be like Walmart, right? And you're not focusing on one particular thing, you're less likely to get funded because people feel like you're overextended. But this way, if you have
Mm.
one and you say, no, this is what I'm doing, this is youth with a cause over here, fund that. Then the people who are interested in youth with a cause, that's what they'll fund. You don't even have to tell them anything about your homeless shelter. They're not concerned about that. So
Hmm.
you just focus on that particular organization for those type of people. You get
Wow.
same
Yes.
thing same thing with your relationship. You know, my husband today may want a buddy who's going to watch, sports. So I'm going to yell, "Go, Michael Jordan, go!" Wait, Michael Jordan
Oh,
retired, not Michael Jordan,
she
but
she means that's what she did back when he was still there.
no, wait a minute. I got to redeem myself. It's what's the guy? Steph Curry. Go, Steph Curry. go, go, LeBron. I know some
She
people.
didn't.
Come
She
on
didn't
now.
mean it, Dad. She didn't mean it.
I know some people. But my point is, at some point, this is what he wants. And at some point, he may want to cook. We'll cook together. To be versatile.
Yes.
Okay, I think I'm gonna hear about
So
that a little later.
we got a lot more information that we want to get into.
Okay.
But before we do that, we're going to take our break and then get into our wonderful game created by my producers called Find the Fake. So,
All
first,
right. All right.
a word from our sponsors. I guess I'm the sponsor. Let's go. I just had to remind you to do that first.
Hi, I'm Asia Jamal Rogers, and I'm a singer, songwriter, choreographer, voice actor, and I'm the creator and talk show host of Pure Live. Pure is an acronym for perfectly undefined raw elegance. So naturally, we want our content to be pure, raw, and elegant. It airs live every Friday at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube and Facebook. And if you'd like to see all of the episodes, you can reach it at asiajamal.com, ASIAJAMAL.com. Or if you'd like to be on the show, you can reach me at asia@asiajamal.com. Hope to see you soon.
Yay! So first of all, thank you to the videographer that did the video initially, Ryan. Thank you so much.
Very good.
All of those edits and music and everything, that was done by my editors, my producers. You guys just don't know what I'm working with over here. I am blessed, okay? The anointing is real. Hello.
All right. Praise him. Praise him.
Yay.
Praise him.
I'm so blessed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get into our special game called Find the Fake. If you guess the answer correctly, you may get a prize from Pure Life.
Right. It's about me.
So, it's about Dr. Margaret Jamal. This is not about me. All of the games have to do with my guests. So, let's roll.
And one's not the truth.
Wow. Uh, so Felix thinks it's A. Dr. Margaret, is it A? Elliot thinks it's A. Is that the same?
That's the one about teaching my children how to moonwalk.
So, is this true or false, Dr. Margaret?
All right, so it was teaching my children how to moonwalk. Did everybody get their answers in? You want me to tell them which one is
Pastor
true?
Perry, Pastor Perry says D.
D what? Oh, that's not even fair. That about being adopted by biracial parents. How that out into
So, just so y'all know why that's not fair, that's her brother. You don't count, Pastor Perry. That's not right. So, is A correct or incorrect?
Well, the truth is, Elliot and whoever else, I did teach our
Felix.
children how to moonwalk. Elijah will tell you. His mama taught him how to moonwalk. We were in the kitchen. We taught him how to moonwalk. Yes, I did.
Yes. Yes. Dr. Margaret is cooler than you will ever know. Is what you'll know. Y'all don't even know. You don't even know. She was in a rock band. She played the drums. Like you, she's that hot one.
Yes.
Y'all don't
Hi,
know. You
Pastor
don't
Perry.
know.
Hi, my brother. Hi, my brother. He's right. I was not adopted by biracial parents. That's the one.
Pastor Perry got the right one. I don't even know how I feel about that. Well, my dear uncle, Pastor Perry, since you guessed right, you may get a prize from Pure Life
He
if
didn't
you'd
guess.
like.
He didn't guess right. He knew right.
I know. So like I don't know how I feel about this right now.
What did anyone else guess? That
Felix said I want to change my answer to D.
go ask Pastor Perry if that's all right. If Felix can change his answer.
Pastor
What
Perry,
answer do you want,
can,
Felix?
can Felix change his answer to D? That is so cheating. Oh my goodness. I love you
Yeah.
guys. You guys are having
Hmm.
fun tonight.
Indeed.
Uh, so, yeah. I mean, now you have the answer. I mean, it is what it is.
Hmm.
Um, so, let's get a little further into the generation. Okay?
Okay.
Um, so let's start with the one that they thought was wrong. The whole moonwalk situation.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, so just in case you don't know, and first of all, if you don't know, you need to know.
Hmm.
Uh, this came from Michael Jackson, the king of pop. The moonwalk was made famous, made
Well,
popular. It said made famous. I didn't say he came up with the
all
dance.
right, all right.
Okay?
Okay.
He made the moonwalk famous. Michael Jackson himself let the world know that he did get his dance moves from other people.
Okay.
All the other people that he found on the streets or whatever. He was like, "Ooh, I like that move. I'm gonna use that move," and he did give them credit. So
Okay.
big ups to the king of pop. So I'm just wondering, first of all, why did he choose to learn the moonwalk, nevertheless teach the
Oh, you mean
moonwalk?
me? Why?
You
Because I thought it
and
was cool. I'm like, I like a challenge. And back then, we like to dance. And I'm like, oh, how does he do that? What is he? And so it was a challenge. And by the way, the first person I saw even move like that was Dick Van Dyke. I used to watch the
okay,
Dick Van Dyke show, and he was doing a pantomime where he was like uh, c- showing like he was walking or whatever, uh, and he was sliding. The movement was like that, and so I saw that as a challenge. This was Michael Jackson could do it, and it was so cool. So I practiced and practiced until I learned it, and then
wow,
when the children I
wow.
said I could do that, they say, "Oh, mom, show me how to do that," and then you all went from there.
I don't know what's happening with my stuff. It just like decided to change. It just said
Oh, you
I
didn't do
want.
it?
I did not do that.
Uh-oh.
Um,
Okay.
the graphic. Pastor Perry said he will allow Felix to change it. So Felix, you will get the prize.
That's my brother. That's my brother. That's scary.
He said it was difficult. It was difficult.
Oh,
Fact.
and I don't know how much time we have as far as dealing with the moonwalk, but you had asked me another question about something that I wanted to kind of go back to.
Okay.
Oh, and that was also with rates a little bit. Let me just say this.
Okay.
There and this Pastor Perry was actually in on this one. This was one of the meetings that we went to. This is why we expanded rates too, by the way. It's because we were sitting in a meeting and they were talking about if we didn't jump through these hoops, they didn't say those words, but they would not fund us anymore. And I remember thinking,
Oh.
you talking about, why do things? Well, you're inspired by something. Most of us are
Mhm.
inspired to do something because we don't like the way something went. Something was happening. We felt here's something where there's a need to do something about, right? And
Right.
so in listening to that, I'm like, How can they do? I didn't like that they had us in that position. And I'm like, where do
Hmm.
they get their money from? How can we get money like that
Hmm.
so that we don't always have to depend on them? And so that's the
Mhm.
part of sustainability too, by the way. And so ultimately, one of the processes and rates when we teach people is how to become a donor. And what we have them get to the point of raising $50,000, not for yourself, but so that you can donate to others. And so that's one of the phases of race development that we teach. And we
Okay.
had helped people get millions of dollars, ultimately when we were doing the access to recovery organizations. And that I just want to add that sometimes we feel that we have to get, whatever we get from one other entity. And we're always going back to that same entity and we're always looking for them to do it. But at some point or another, you ask yourself, wait a minute, how did they get it?
Mhm.
They weren't
Mhm.
born with it. What can I do to get myself in a
Right.
position that I can now be helping other people and not making them go through all of the hassles that they made me go through? I remember
Mhm.
Reverend Perry saying, "You don't, when people are in a fire, you don't tell them you got to go get a fire truck." I forgot exactly how he put it. It was something like that. And that really was, in
Mhm.
essence, what they were saying. He was saying, look, we need the funds now so that we can sustain and get this thing going. And they were pretty much
Right.
saying, get a fire truck.
Instead of learn how to put the fire out yourself.
Instead of us helping you to put the fire out, we partnering. You go do this, and when you're done, then we can talk about. But that's what I want to say about that. Before we talk about, you want to talk about aging a little bit and my age and stuff. But I just want to say
How
that
you
about
know?
that.
How you know what I want? Maybe I won't talk about this. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. I'm
Um,
sorry. Whatever hey, it's your show. I'm just here, and you know how I get carried away. You know what I'm saying? Did
let's
I use
move.
the moonwalk when I performed? Yes, I
Yeah.
did. You better believe I moonwalk when I perform. So people can
See.
say, and I say, oh. Yeah, in fact, well, your dad and I had a duet, and we did piano bar. We were one of the first people that were like one man. He had us sounding like a full band. And in some of the places
Wow.
we played in hotels, we played in some of the piano bars and lounges and just different places. It was just us two, but we sounded like a full band. We played weddings and so I did some Michael Jackson songs. Your blood is mine. Don't take it. But I didn't say it like that. I'm bad. I was bad. I was bad.
Cause
But
you
yeah, we
know
did
she's
those songs. I
bad.
had to
She's
I had to moonwalk. I had to do all that stuff. What you talking about?
bad.
Yeah, I
Go
did it.
ahead, Mama Jamal.
I danced. That's right. That's how you do it. You have to enjoy yourself. We come from a dancing, singing family. What are you talking about?
That is the
Mama
truth. We
dance.
are some entertainers for real, for real.
That's right. So yeah, I did the moonwalk. Thank you for asking.
Oh, that's some funny stuff.
Mm-hmm,
Um, so
mm-hmm.
so I do want. I wish we had like a lot more time because there's so much more I want to cover. I might just bring you back. Um,
Okay.
but I want to address first your influences. So you had mentioned your mother, my
Yes.
granny,
Yes.
who's no longer physically with us, but is
Mhm.
in our hearts and in our spirits and in our minds.
Indeed.
So so first of all, I want people to know just how powerful she was in her vision and how fearless she appeared to be in
Hmm. Not appeared.
approaching. You said not appeared.
Yeah.
Facts. She was fearless and approaching, um, her vision and attacking these things that other people wouldn't even touch to change her community to help people and to address things head on.
Yeah.
And we all have our own destiny. We all have our own path. Um,
Yes.
but with that as an influence, how did that affect what you ended up doing?
Oh, tremendously. As far as our mother was concerned, she was the catalyst for all of us getting into Christ and having Jesus as the head of our life. And we'd all gone through just so many things. And we're so much in the world that people are really surprised. Just like when Gina tells you things about us, you like that's
Oh
mom, that's mom and dad.
my
You
God,
don't
are
know
you
anything about that
sure?
life. That's why Gina says she's so glad about how much we've grown because of how we used to be. There are people that know me now that wouldn't believe. I remember when we first, I said, um, I'm saved. One of our old friends, they say, "What do you mean saved? You mean like on television, the way they say saved?" And I'm like, "I think so." But I'm a Christian, and they're like, "Why would you do that?" You know, What's wrong with you? Hey, you got to get deprogrammed. You don't? Did you see the movie? But I'm
They
like,
thought
it's
you
not
was in a
really.
cult.
And I'm telling you, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna help you," but I was like, it's not like that. It's really not like that. It's television. It's really not. But mother, her transformation. I mean, we used to do things together. We used to drink together and all kinds of stuff. And not only that, I used to give her a hard time, kind of like you gave me a hard time, but mine was worse than yours. Yours was a little different.
I don't know what you're
Um,
talking about. I was
I'm sure
sweet
you
all
don't.
my life.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But anyway, it was you know, eh, we didn't we had how can I put it? We were at odds with each other. And her transformation was so genuine and so like new. It was like she was such a totally different person. And even like her love for music, she always loved music anyway. But now she was dancing for the Lord. She would shout, she would cry, she would do all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, and I didn't even understand what was happening with her. But what I did see was that it was real and that it was genuine and that the stuff that she was talking about was what she was living. And it wasn't that she wasn't challenged in those first few years where she was like trying to find herself, where it's like, because one of the things that happens is when you first get into the Lord, you become the Christian police and everybody else is evil now. And you like, see, stop this because I stopped it, and do this because I do it, and don't do this because I don't do it anymore. You go through this whole cycle, of things until you find that it's really about love and finding your own path and loving people and just really forgiveness. Love and forgiveness is really the foundation of everything. Loving God, loving God's people, forgiving unconditionally. All of that is what we began to learn, and we saw that walk. And I remember saying, "That's what I want." Not only is that what I want, but that's what I need. And
Mm,
the whole family, we were just it was just one after another seeing it. We Each person saw that everybody's transformation was genuine. It wasn't like a
mhm,
lot of, not putting anyone down, but to me, one of the main problems with Christianity are the people who go to church, who haven't gotten
mm.
that that foundation of, this is really about love and forgiveness. It really is. And it's not
Right,
about your certificate of Christianity. It's not about all of thou shall nots.
right.
It's really about the foundation. He said, on these two laws hang on these two hang all the laws. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and mind and soul and strength, and love others as you love yourself. And then he put it up a notch and said, as Christ loves you. And that's
Mm,
unconditional. And that's what I saw modeled in Mother. And so, Paul
yes.
had said, follow me as I follow Christ. That's what Mother did. She said, follow me as I follow Christ. Well, we
Mm,
watch it. We
okay.
were watching her footwork, and it didn't
Mm-hmm.
waver until the day she died. And what was interesting, Asia, check this out. When she had a stroke, she did have a stroke. She was in her 70s, way in her 70s, and she had a stroke, and she couldn't speak intelligible words. She would say the same word over, fish, fish, girl, girl, whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
she could quote the scriptures. She would say all these unintelligible things, and just say the same words over. And then she would say, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my
What?
life. Of whom shall I be afraid? And she would be able to say the scriptures.
Wow.
And then after no scriptures, she would go to the other, you know, she could say the scriptures and she could sing. And that song
Wow.
that she would ask Elijah sing, "Walk with me, Lord,
Mm-hmm.
walk with me." So we started singing the song, and she sing the songs with us. And one of her favorite songs was "Proud Mary." I sang "Proud
That's
Mary" for
funny.
her. Yeah, I was
That's
playing around with
funny.
her. I was playing around with her one day. I said, "Left a good job in the city," because one of the people, when she was had the stroke, and they would have the hospice person come over and sing in their guitar. And she said, he said, "What do you want to sing?" I said, "Sing anything. What do you like to sing?" He said, "What about Proud Mary?" I said, "Yeah, she like Proud Mary." She started singing, and he said, "Rolling." Then she said, "Rolling, rolling down the river." So she was sing. So it was like, oh, she likes Proud Mary too. So she could sing and she could say her scriptures. And it was
Wow.
interesting that the Lord allowed her to have such freedom in her last days, where she was
Mm,
just liberated. I mean, it was something to behold. But yeah,
yeah.
like I said, it was genuine. And she taught us, she taught us how to hug people on the streets and not be concerned about maybe how they weren't clean or how they smelled or whatever. We didn't do these long distance, like, you know we she you no, you got to hug, you know what I'm talking about. And she taught us,
I
and
know.
everybody in our family, that's the way we hug. We don't do
Yes.
these like side pats,
No,
right?
we give really nice, strong, powerful hugs. Like,
Hug them like you love them. That's right,
hug
that's
her
right.
like you love her. And she,
Hmm.
she might crack your back in the midst of it. And, but
That's Daniel. Yeah, that's Rev Perry's son, Daniel. He did the back cracking. I think Joshua tries to do some back cracking, but
I'm like, oh, okay. Well,
I think they ought to
thank
go into
you.
chiropractic or whatever. It's
So,
chiropractic. You know what I mean?
I know you what you mean.
Yeah,
So,
but
so
yeah.
in tying everything in together, what
Hmm.
I've realized is your whole life is about serving people.
Yeah, yeah.
One of the things that I really enjoy. So first of all, you guys need to understand. I know we only have a few minutes left, but me being a former student of Race Foundation, I want to give my own testimony.
Mm,
So I want you guys to know that the breakdown of how to get to the point of of being race certified and learning the things that you need to learn to sustain. to get all of the things that you need to get your vision realized.
Mm.
It's amazing. You can the way that Dr. Margaret has been able to break it down, you can break it down to a child. That's
Yeah.
how, you know, broken down it is, and it's hard to find those kind of courses. And what I thought was really interesting is that, first of all, if you know me, I do have a little bit of ego, just a little bit. I thought I was smart. Thought I knew my stuff. Um, but there's a lot of whys. What are you doing this for? What audience are you taking care of? What neighborhood are you taking care of? What is the need that you are trying to address? And it's broken down to the point of dealing with the numbers behind it. What are the statistics? Why is this a need? How do you know it's a need? I'm answering these questions and I'm like, oh, because I want to do this and this is the need and this is how I'm going to address the need. And you're like, well, how do you know?
Uh-huh.
Because, because I, I think I think I need it. I think other people need it. Where's your research? You know, and the reasoning behind the detail of the questioning is because she knows what we're going to have to deal with in order to get the funding for these programs.
Hmm. Yes, and the courses are available online. I also include tools to help you to uncover the answers that you need as well.
Absolutely.
Right, because we
I,
just don't think like that.
and I know, and here's the website. I know you guys might think, well, that's your mom, and you trying. No, listen. First of all, my family is blunt. When we deal with each other, when we're like, we'll pat each other on the back, and and encourage each other, but we will let you know that you need to fix this, or you need to tweak this, or that's how we were raised, and it's
Hmm.
out of love, because we want us to succeed. But what I want
Accountability. Yes.
accountability, and I want you
Yeah.
to understand that this organization is not about the dollar for Dr. Margaret Jamal, although she really appreciates your money. Please pay for these courses. Hallelujah. Um, it is about it is about the impact
Mhm.
that she's able to make on you so that you can go out and make the impact on the world.
Yes, yes,
It's
yes,
that huge.
yes. That's right. Because I do believe that, yes, it is. It's about measurable outcomes. That's right. I do believe that the more people that we have that are practicing rights, as far as our organizations are concerned, the better we are going to be with making a difference.
Yes.
Yes.
That's
That's right,
Brittany.
Queenie. Hey, daughter. Mary says, get your act together. Let's get it together. Let's do it together.
Yes, we will. In
It's
a
not just you,
heartbeat.
it's me. That's why we're accountable for each other. And what else did you want to ask me while we have a little more time?
While we have
Or
a
do
little
we have
more
time?
time, we do
Or
have a little. It is 10 o'clock, but I don't care.
oh, well,
Um,
I'm sorry,
just
it's
just
my bedtime. We'll have to finish this some other time.
she
Oh,
said, no, no, I'm done. Deuces. Just one
deuces.
more question. One more
Okay.
question, please, Dr. Margaret.
All right, all right. What?
So everybody doesn't know your age. And it is because you not only do you not look your age, you don't act your age, you're so vibrant, you're so lively. And look, and ladies and gentlemen, my mother is 65 years old.
65 years. Wonderful. Not old, but old is
I'm
fine. There's nothing
sorry,
wrong with being old.
65 years young.
Wonderful,
This
I said. Now,
wonderful,
I'm
65
not
years
trying to be younger.
wonderful.
I'm not trying to be young. I'm 65 years wonderful.
65 years wonderful. Can you, before we wrap this up, tell my audience how you are aging so gracefully.
I'm aging. I'm aging according to the Lord in my life. That's what I'm saying. Holy Ghost fire. That's it. You know, starting off with that, and I'm saying that, but I really mean that. That one of the things that the Lord does is help you to not stress so much. That's a big deal.
Mm,
Not worrying so much. It's not that you don't care, but it's that you have comfort in knowing that God has got this. That's one thing. The problem is not with aging itself, but rather with dealing with the decline in life, in how you live. That's what I think. I mean, I can go on about that. I really could, but let me just tell you this. What do you associate aging with? If you associate aging with being sick, then you do things to try to keep healthy, right? If you
right.
associate aginess with your appearance, your expressions, I used to frown and squint a lot. I try not to. I got some glasses to keep out squinting because I couldn't see so well. But I take some vitamins for my eyes. But I wear my glasses. I'm getting my Bella glasses too. So I can look cool like your dad, my husband. But also, I noticed something in studying. I study people, and that's another thing about the training that we have to do. And what I noticed, something in particular about a lot of people when they age, is what changes is the expression, the posture, the attitude. There's some more, but let's start with that. Your expression, like always thinking that something is wrong with life, or that you smell something funny, or that you're upset with people. So there's the frown thing, right?
Right, right.
And so, you want to look for the joy. So I look for things that's going to make me happy. I want to be around people that's going to make me feel good about life. If they're people that bring me down and make me frown for a while, they're going to have to, wait until I'm ready for them. So I try to surround myself with good stuff, things that may help me to laugh and enjoy life. And notice that people are smiling and enjoying life seem to be more vibrant, right?
Right.
And the posture.
Mhm,
I notice another thing, like people, if you keep sitting like slumped over, when you get older, you're going to be slumped over, and then you're going to look like a little slumped over, and the other and walking. So you need to get straight, get that posture, sit up straight, walk straight.
mhm.
And the thing, even like young people, they shuffle their feet, right? Well,
Right.
that's okay. But when you get older and you're slumped and you're shuffling and you're frowning, what do you look like? So I'm saying, so I decided, I made a conscious effort that I'm going to pick my feet up and walk. Then I'm going to stand up straight, sit up straight as much as
Mhm.
possible, and smile and be happy and enjoy things. Look for
Right.
enjoyable activities and participation in my life. And you know where you get the most enjoyment is helping other people, loving
Mhm.
other people, trying to love each day, love as much as you can, love strong, love fun, just love
Mhm.
and help other people. You can start with those, and you're going to just, the other secret though about the skin of washing my face, I don't use soap and water to wash my face.
What do you use?
That'll be in your next show.
Okay. All right.
No soap. I tell my beauty things, if that's what you want to call them. I'll tell you those secrets. But yeah, I don't use soap and water for my face and stuff like that.
Okay. Well, we're definitely going to have a part two. We're
Yeah.
definitely going to bring you back on the show. Before I wrap this up, Pastor Perry, I would really like to have you on the show because I admire your way of life as well. You are very youthful. You have done so many things. You're well accomplished. Please, please come on the show. Please come
Hmm.
on the show. I
Capacity
would like,
building. Yes.
yes, I would like to connect with you. I want you to be a guest on the show so you can share with everybody how you are aging gracefully and building and just creating, this generational wealth. Don't get me
And he's
started.
he's one of my race students too, by the way. He took rates. Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
it,
He's
it, it
race
must
certified.
work. It must
Yeah.
work.
All right.
All right, all right. We are 5 minutes past, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you for
Margaret.
having me.
Thank
I
you.
enjoyed
We
it.
have so many great shows coming up very soon. We are dealing with some really great and deep topics, so please stay tuned. Pastor Harry said yes. So we will connect and schedule a time for you to come on the show. Thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. If you yourself would like to be on the show, or if you feel like there's somebody that should be on the show, please reach out to me at
Mhm.
Asia at asiajamal.com. Also, you can take a look at all of our previous shows on YouTube. Okay, youtube.com/C/pure live. And all of discounts and things that I was talking about, guess where they are? On my website, asiajamal.com. If you want to check out them clothes at 30% off on Annabella, help us out. Hey. And if you would like to, follow me on social media, you can see all this social media down here.
Right
You
there.
see it right there. Write it down.
Write
Take a
it down.
picture.
Take
Do what you
pictures.
need to do.
Mhm.
And to top things off, you need to go to Dr. Margaret's website, drmargaretjamal.org, and get involved.
And sign up for
Get
the
in these
classes
classes.
and tell your people.
Yes, sign up for the
Keep it
classes.
up.
Tell everybody. Spread the word.
And I made them affordable for nonprofits to help people. So,
Yes,
and easy to
yes.
understand.
So you guys, I will have the information posted on my website, so you will be able to get a hold of these classes. You'll be able to get a hold of the information that you need. I look forward to seeing you there because I'm going to take some more courses and
All
classes and
right,
things.
let's go. Let's change the
And
world. Let's make a difference.
yes, exactly. And Dr. Margaret has actually asked me to be an instructor, so you will see me too.
All
All
right.
right, I'll be there. So remember to embrace God's perfect design, which is you. And until next time, Friday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, every Friday.
And happy birthday, Norman.
Yes, happy birthday to my wonderful, fabulous, great cousin, Norman J. Liverpool the Fourth, who I've had on the show a few times, and I am gonna have him back on the show soon. So stay tuned.
Bye.
Bye bye. Love
Love
you
you.
guys. See you soon
Kiss.
next week. We